Hey guys, Vince Luca here, and today I'll be traveling to Craglorn to do my first trial, as I've been having some trial anxiety. I have a hard time going into big groups of fear of maybe screwing up or doing a mistake or whatever. So let's go into chat and try to see if anybody's looking for some DPS, and if they are, I am going to whisper them and tell them that I am interested. And if they accept, I will join them. And once you join, you're going to be in a group of many people, probably 12 hopefully, because you need 12 for a trial. And what you want to do is travel to the crown player here and just click on travel. I might be right next to him, he might be like right there, but I'm just going to travel to him anyways. And I'm doing this video because I just want to show everybody that it's not as crazy or as complicated as you might think, and you don't need to be like super high level either. If you've done a few random dungeons, then this is going to be fairly familiar, just with more players. So here's a sample of my first trial ever, and it's kind of scary, but if you see that everybody is sticking together, and the health bars here, if you look at the health bars of everybody, they drop and then they come back up fairly quickly. So you got healers with you that are really good, that are going to help you stay alive. Another thing you can do in the options is turn the enemy damage zones to purple or pink. So that gives you a really clear idea of where not to stand. So when you see that you're standing in some pink stuff, get out of there as soon as possible. I feel like it shows more than the red, so choose a bright color. And what's really cool is that a lot of players also have microphones and stuff, so even if you don't, I did this one without my mic on or anything, just to see if I can still do it, as a lot of players out there have maybe social anxiety, that don't want to talk on mic or whatever, but still want to do a trial. You can still do it. Just make sure that you're in the group chat where you could actually hear the people, especially Crown or the leader, and they're gonna help you guide through it. So I'm gonna fast forward here. Most of the trials, if you beat the first boss, you'll probably be able to beat all the things that are in between the bosses. So it's kind of like a regular dungeon. You have nothing to fear there. You just go along and pick up chests and kill a few bad guys.
I don't remember the mechanics for this.
So when you reach a boss, most people are going to stop and have a little chat,
I had the fire ratchet this time.
and you know, they'll tell you, I don't remember the mechanics, or how do we beat this boss, what do we do. So without talking, just listen, see what they say, and if you still don't understand, try to stick to the group and stick to the healers. You might think going far from the boss is a good idea, because then you won't get hit, but then you're far from the healer as well, and that's not good. So you want to stick to the group, stick to the chunk of blue health bars there. So now one of the members is saying, kill the added boss. Don't focus on the boss, focus on killing the non-boss enemies that show up. So what you want to do is do that, and at the same time, look on the floor. Always keep looking on the floor, see if you see yellow circles that you could stand in. Those are going to heal you. There's runes on the floor that could also give you resources back and stuff like that. So just mind where you're stepping in, and check the floor and make sure you're in the healing circle. But when the tank goes down, as soon as you can, try to heal the tank or the healer. Those are the two most important people in a trial. If you're going in as a first time trial, I think you should go in as a DPS, even if you are a tank or whatever. Just tell everybody, I'm DPS. It's fine, don't worry about it. And it's going to show you how easy and fun it is to actually do a trial. After I did my first one, I can't stop doing them, actually, to be honest. It's really fun. So don't be worried about jumping into any of these. Also, you might want to have one ability at least that heals you. So I'm standing here in this friendly rune. But you're gonna see I'm gonna walk into a red rune on the floor. I'm trying to avoid this purple stuff here, but there's a red rune there I'm about to walk into, and that does a lot of damage to me. So luckily I had my healing, so I healed myself. Now when the boss is almost dead, just focus on the boss. Even if another one appears, if you see the health bar of the actual boss. And we actually killed him on our first try.
That's great. First try, fuckers.
So our crown is really happy that we did it on the first try.
Mess, but good job, everyone.
He said it was a mess, but we did it anyways, so we got a good job out of that. That's really fun when a crown says good job and makes everybody feel good. And so after the boss, you just keep going, killing enemies, stay grouped up, pick up treasure chests, and you know, eventually you will die. It's gonna happen in a trial, and it might even happen in dungeons, so don't worry about it. It's the same thing. Actually here it's even easier because you have 11 other players that could come and revive you. So the chances of a total wipeout is kind of rare, actually, since healers are usually really good when they come into trials, and tanks are usually really good. Those are like usually top players or veterans or people who know what they're doing. So you as a first time player, as a DPS there, you don't have to worry about healing anybody or tanking anything. Just do as much damage as you can and try to survive as much as you can. Also keep an eye on chat. Like right here, someone doesn't have a mic, but he wrote "kill the ghosts." So that tells all the new players, kind of like me, that there might be ghosts around, so make sure to kill those. So right before this final boss here, we had a little chat. We read about the killing of ghosts. Here I'm going to stand in a rune, make sure I get the bonuses from that rune, make sure I'm in yellow circles that are healing me. So the floor is super important to look at, and where you're standing is very important as well, if you want to stay healed, obviously. If you are playing a tank and a healer and you entered a trial for the first time as a DPS, then I mean, just heal what you can. Don't tank, because the other tank is going to be doing the tanking. But if you are a healer, then having another healer, I'm sure is going to be very welcome to everybody. And so see, the crown said to run. I didn't know this, but you have to run before the lava goes up, because lava rises. So it's always good to listen to crown, even though you don't have a mic or you don't feel like talking. It's always good to at least hear the group and hear what they're saying, so that you could actually finish the trial and make sure you know what's happening. Now, even if you died in that raising of the lava, that's fine too. It's okay to die in trials. Like, I had this anxiety of like, oh my god, if I die I'm gonna look like such a loser or whatever, but look how many people died here, and it's okay because we could just res them back up. So that anxiety of dying during a trial, that went away for my first trial, and it just showed me how similar it is to just random dungeons that I would do. Just more players, harder enemies, few mechanics, but it's nothing to be afraid of anymore. Once you do one trial, so one of the members is saying shoot at everything, and if it turns into ghost, then it's not the real one. I mean, a few people died here, so try to res them if you can. If you see that people are dying and you're not doing that much damage, maybe you could be a res player where you're just going around resing players and helping the team out. As long as you're helping, you're valuable. As long as you're not standing around doing nothing, you're a valuable player, and people need you in their trials, so don't be afraid to join. And this is basically a normal boss with a lot of players, rolling out of the purple, trying to stick into the frost floor so that I get the healing. See if someone's down, maybe res them. You know, just be helpful. And if you die, it's okay. If you're being helpful, it's good. And as long as you're not standing around doing nothing. So here I see some ghosts. I'm just shooting at them, even if I should be focusing on something else. I just died because I wasn't standing with the group or standing in a healing circle.
Alright, focus reses.
So now someone said focus res. So people are gonna just go around and try to res people. So when you see a lot of players down, then maybe you might want to focus on rezzing them. And as long as the tank is still alive or the healer is still alive, you should be okay. Even though this boss seems like it has a lot of health, which it does, I died once, so it's not that bad. And it's my first time doing the trial. So now he said run to the stairs, but I was really far. I don't think I'm gonna make it this time. Yeah, so the lava got to me, but that's okay.
Oh well, at least you get up the stairs faster.
I will get up the stairs faster. And I'm just gonna wait for a player to come and res me. And this felt so good. It was like, okay, it's not bad, you know, I died, but you know, other people died too. And that's okay. They'll just res me and we'll continue with the trial. Now obviously there's probably trials that are harder than others, but once you realize that it's just a bigger dungeon with more players, you'll want to try each one. You'll want to try to get the achievement point for each one of those trials, and maybe the set pieces and stuff like that. But you see how the purple circles makes it so easy to avoid stuff. I feel like I see them more than the red circles. So if you like that idea, just go in your options and change the enemy damage to purple on the floor, and you'll have an easy time. Now I'm kind of far from the group here. I should run back in there to get some heals. And that also helped. And now he's saying to focus on killing the ghosts. Did it really fast there. And I think this part is easier than the bottom parts, since I don't think there's going to be a lava flow here. And the boss's health bar is really low, so this is going to be the end. And to be honest, I wasn't doing that much damage here, guys. I'm not really a big DPS, but someone said to go get the golden sky shard under the bridge, and I think that's fake, so don't follow any of the golden sky shards. Those don't exist. And that's basically it. Just bring in your quest just like a normal dungeon, and you'll have completed your first trial. So I hope this video helps your anxiety and shows you that it's not crazy to do a trial and that anybody could do it. You know, as long as you're level 50 or above, you should try one.